It's so shark. It's been a long time coming, but let's get to modifying those interiors. So first off, you're gonna need a car to pick to choose from. On this website here, relicgamer.com, I'll put in the description. This is you can find all the cars within the folders. So these are all the different cars in the game. You can find out what they mean here. Pick one you like or the one you're driving for whatever reason. We're gonna try. We're gonna try this one. I tried doing this before with the Lancia. I think it's the S4 somewhere in here. Delta S4, yeah. This one was a pain in the butt. The top of the actual interior you could modify. So I'm going to use the Peugeot because I think it's going to be a little bit easier. I don't know what is in it though, so we'll see. So first off, you're going to need to have a couple programs. You're going to need, let's see here. You're going to need this thing called Ego PSSG Editor. I'll put it in the description where you can download it. You'll need to have this at least unpacked and stuff. You don't need to have it running, but you need to at least have it available. This will let you see what's into PSSG files, which is what the game uses for storing texture data for the cars of what they look like on the inside and outside. So today we're going to be doing the interiors, not the exteriors. Normally you would go to cars, models, pick the one you want, find the livery you want to modify, texture's high, with all this. These are just different tires, right? You open it up this way. Instead, we're gonna go to cars, and for anyone wondering, it's just cameras. These are custom cameras that are pretty cool. Anyway, you're gonna go to interiors, models. We're gonna go for the 20B, the Peugeot 205 T16 Evo 2, and we have this one here, this 13,000 kilobyte file. This is the one you're gonna modify. These are all the animations for the co-driver, driver, environment stuff. It doesn't matter. This is the one that's gonna matter though. That will matter rather. Now when you open it up, we're gonna see this. Now some of these, of course, this is some of the 3D stuff, some of the glass for the windows or the front mirror and stuff, and then here's the main. As you can see, it's texture-wise not a lot of stuff. If I look at dials, I think it'll probably have it here. Wiper mask, no. Some of the dials, some of this stuff. There we go. So a lot of this is what you would normally see within the car. If you wanted to change the dials to have a different color, I wouldn't recommend doing so, by the way, because it can mess up with the lighting a little bit. So you should probably keep these the same. You can do little tweaks, but nothing major with those, as a word of warning. But if you wanted to, you could change the colors from the dials. And again, to do that, you would textures, export, and it'll put up in Photoshop. We're going to go with the main. Let's see, here we go. Just check, of course, all sections again. Textures, textile format, DXT1. Good to know. If we look back at the windows, see if we can find it in here. Here it is, 20B glass. This one's also DXT1. Okay, interesting. I guess it's just texture above. It's actually transparent. Okay, so we're gonna go to the main here, 20B main. Textures, export. Now I have it put in a kind of special folder here for my personal creative stuff that I'm doing. We're gonna go to, so I have it in a separate folder: skins, root, interior, 20B, and desktop, custom skins, dirt series, dirt rally skins, root. Interior, I'm separate now because I have two different folders. TGA, boom. Alright, so now we're going to minimize this. We have this thing called a TGA file. It's actually a DDS file. I'm not sure what the TGA part of it is, but as you can see from this preview, with this plugin on this side as well, you can download. So this is where you would download the EGO editor as well. You then download, of course, this, which is the critical part of being able to edit these. Is what I found. I don't know if you can do in other image editors. It does work on here though, so we'll use that. We're gonna go ahead and open it up. I don't have Photoshop open, so it's gonna take a little bit. We're gonna put in a couple little graphics. You can do some color stuff, but you really can't do a lot of 3D model changing and stuff. I don't know how that works with this. That's a little bit above my skill level, so I'm just gonna be doing some light editing and stuff and adding in some decals. So we're not gonna be doing anything crazy or anything. We're gonna go to interior alligator. Alright, we'll put in some stuff. Once it loads, of course. So at this point, once it loads in, we're going to put in some text, and then we're going to save it as a DDS file. At that point, we will then re-import it into the PSSG file, the container one for the actual skin for the game. Before I would go file, save as, and then try and like move them over like that, I found that to be a big mess and have a huge like boatload of like in-part skins, because I'm not doing the 3D render stuff with Photoshop. I'm not able to actually render. I don't have the wireframes to like render it within Photoshop and like go back and forth. So I used to go back and forth within the game, which is a huge pain in the butt for exterior skins. So, but I don't know how to do it with interiors. I don't even have the ones for the exteriors, so I just do it this way. And so we're just going to keep modifying the main one. Of course, I'd recommend saving a copy of this. That's why we want to. That's why we have the root here, and we exported it out, just in case something happens or if a skin doesn't look right. We have a copy that's good over in the custom area. Now, once this loads up, it's going to take a little bit longer. It'll go black, then it'll go gray again, and at that point, it'll be loaded up. So it's almost there. So yeah, the Lancia Delta S4, that top side of the dashboard, is all carbon fiber. You cannot actually modify it at all. If you attempt to put anything on there, there's nothing to actually put on there because there's no like texture. You know what I mean? It's just all carbon fiber. So if you are, you can only modify the bottom, which is why on mine you can only see stuff on the bottom and the wheel colored and stuff. So let's see. It's just taking a long time, huh? I guess it's part of the system being maxed out. Yeah, disk is maxed out right now. That's why. And if you're not sure about a certain file, this is more for the external stuff, but the internals will be somewhat similar. There we go. Give it a second. Import. There we go. Took a little bit. Normally you'd have a prompt that says, "Oh, do you want this kind of stuff?" But that works. All right. At this point, you then put on your graphics. We're gonna put on a quick little. So on here itself, it's just loading up a little bit. You can clearly see where the front of the wheel is for the Momo. This square up here at the top right here, this is going to be the wheel texture, which is a rough guess. This is some of the internal pipelining within the Peugeot itself. This is the dashboard right here. So we can just put a little brush and, I don't know, something like this. Not a work of art or anything, but it should work. As you can see from these little red lines and stuff, these are some of the gauges in there. So we can just put on. We'll just put a big old something like this. This is not real pretty. It looks pretty ugly, not gonna lie, but it should get the job done at least. So if you want to change the wheel color, of course you just change the square. Be careful though. It's a gloss finish, so neon is to be avoided, as a word of warning. So once you're done with your modifying, I usually put on some social media stuff, some other decals, some fun stuff. You go to File, Save As. I don't do save because it'll save it as a Photoshop file, which is not what we want. We want a D3/DDS file. As you can tell, it's going to save in the root. We want to save it in skins. This is what I would do at least. Complete. Oh boy, let's see. Working on, was it 20B? Yeah. Come on. 20B, interior, and save. DXT1, right? This is where we go back and make sure. Text format is DXT1. Cool. Just gonna save this file. It's gonna take a little bit to save because I have a full hard drive, so it's an old 1 terabyte one. So it's a hybrid, but there we go. All right, it saved it as DDS. Let's see. Let's see, custom stuff. I want to see if it actually saved it correctly. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, it is. Alright, good. As you can see, it is the same DDS file and TGA that the other one was within the root. Real quick, interior 20B. Boom. See? TGA, DDS file, so that's good. So now we go back to the minimize Photoshop, don't need that anymore. Textures, we're looking at the main. Textures, import. It's going to select the root because that's where we saved the other one. So we can go back, working on 20B, interior. Boom. There's our ugly dots. Save as PSSG. 20B. Those will save over it. Again, we saved a copy before within the root, I believe. And before we do that, let me make sure I have that saved in the right area. Root. Interior 20B. We're gonna make a quick save. Yeah, whatever. We had the other one saved, so we can just import that. Yes. There we go. It's saved. We'll close this. Again, if we want to put the other one in, we have it a copy saved. We can just drop it in and open it up just like before. I have it. I'm not sure if it's bookmarked. Is the term? I have it saved within the file browser here to just automatically launch to models or cars. So I can just go here, 20B, reopen it up, put in the other one if I need to. So at this point, we can open up the game, and we'll be able to see the textures in there. The game will take a little bit to open because recording and all the programs running it is a little bit hard on the computer, but you should be able to see the colored dots in theory. You can of course put whatever you want. You can recolor stuff. I'd be a little bit careful though. It is kind of hard to see if you're streaming it, or if you're recording it, it's fine. But streaming, because of how visually kind of hard it is and compression with streaming, don't go too crazy with like little details. You want simple. Simple is really, really critical for it to be seen easily on stream. Something I learned from the some of the last decals and stuff I was making. It wasn't really, you couldn't really make out what was going on because of all the lower resolution stuff. So maybe if you're on a good computer and you're streaming it at a high bit rate, probably not have to worry about that. But if it's something that you know you don't have, it's something to watch out for. We'll do one of these, group B, whatever. We'll go in the shakedown and we'll see that it's hopefully working. Oh, the stage is pretty good though. It's like the only toge for it kind of really is the only toge for dirt rally. Bike Speak's kind of like that, but it's only uphill. There's no downhill. So. Yep. Shakedown. I'm just like keyboard, so I'm not gonna go very far. And wrong camera. There we go. Oh man, we want to hit the dots too. Okay, that's an interesting one. How do I move this? Oh, that's the camera. I don't want to modify that. Oh, it's hooked up to the wheel. That's what we want here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Caution left 6, immediate right 1 past junction.
My wheels are hooked up right now. It's on the floor. There you go. So as you can see, it is actually working. Look at the pick this up a little bit. Some of it is obviously not aligned correctly, but you can go in here and see, okay, what's yellow, what's white, what can be changed, what can be modified color-wise, and you can find what you want and then modify it. Note that not everything is actually within the main file. Some of this is going to be in the, like all these labels here for the text stuff is in dials. And when we turn on the lights, you can see they're actually red in here. So at night, you do not want different colors for the bar section area. The other one, you can do a little bit, but just be careful with it, you know. It's very, very easy to get it wrong. So with that, hopefully you have what you need to actually get it to work. As you can see, placement is kind of tough. This is where you go over it multiple times, finding which spots work good for you and which spots don't work. So like on this car, I'd probably modify it on the left a little bit more. We were on the far right there a little bit. As you can see, the actual front bar above, we can't see from within this view. If we go for let's do a quick little bit. You should be able to see inside the car on some of these views, and we'll be able to see it, hopefully. And one thing to note, of course, before I forget, these interior files are for when you're in cockpit view, and these go across every single livery you have. So if you choose a different livery, it's not going to change the actual interior model. It'll only change the exterior one, right? So for this one, right, if I chose a different skin on the outside, the interior will still be the same Peugeot with these blue dots and yellow dots.
5, left 6, immediate right 1 past junction.
Not as,
Into left 3 long, don't cut.
fast as
Right 6 line, into right 4. Left 4, and right 6. And right 6 long, 40. Left 2 tightens, into left 6 long, continues over crest.
strong, so that should be enough to at least see if we can get the 3D view.
Immediate right 1.
There you go, you can see the yellow dots there, the blue and yellow ones on the previous one. So we get to Photoshop these guys here. This is what we can't see within the actual car, so don't modify these if you're working on a Peugeot 205 216. My advice. So this stuff you don't see. This is these interior ones. So if we go back to the game, there we go. You end up hitting the blue on there somehow. Not sure how that happened. Okay, that's very weird. Did we hit any of this? No. I don't know why that's blue. I legitimately don't know why it's blue. That shouldn't be having a blue circle around it. Yeah, that should not be blue, but alright. Now, as you can see from the interior here, this is, again, exterior view, interior view. Cockpit, or this is dashboard cam, cockpit cam, front bumper, exterior chase cams. There you go. Hopefully that helps. Obviously you want more than blue dots, but that should be enough for you to get started. So, hopefully that helps. Thanks for watching, and more tutorials coming soon, I guess. I mean, this is the only thing I found, you know. So.